Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for another matchup. And today I'm gonna follow game 2 of the series that I started last night. Taken from the Black Dragon League, it's a best out of 3 between two of the top and most well recognized European players, members of the European Starcraft 2 community for a long time, and frequent flyers on the tournament scene. Here on the north side of Sakura's Plateau, we're gonna have Nani, also known as Naniwa, Swedish player, now a member of Team Dignitas, and doing quite well, especially on this previous month. So apparently stabilizing and actually focusing as he should on his skills, on his Starcraft 2 gaming, and that's good for him, and obviously will benefit all of us with awesome matchups. He's going to be facing here against this Terran player, Purple Terran GoOdy, member of Team ESCGoOdy. He's a German Terran player who is completely, maddeningly, deeply in love by Terran mech. He just loves his mech play, and he's going to be facing against Naniwa here on this second match from this best out of 3, and throwing a couple of spoilers on the result. As you guys know, if you watched game 1, Naniwa is leading 1-0, so it's time for GoOdy to start making some decisions, stepping up his game, and take the win on this one, or else the series will be lost 2-0. And boy, apparently he's doing exactly that. Proxy racks hidden here on this little corner behind all of these bushes, really close to the ridge that gives access to the natural expo from Naniwa. And on Naniwa's side there's still no sign of anything getting built, while the racks is getting close to finished. Ooh, this spells trouble for Naniwa. Notice that on GoOdy's base he's already working out of 1 gas, just massing up a little bit of gas there. He might be needing it to put out some units out of these racks. I'm not sure if it's gonna be Reapers or if he just wants to get some Marines out. But oh, this is not good. Naniwa probably went for one of the worst decisions on a situation like this. He basically went for Nexus first. He doesn't even have a gateway. Whoa, this is very awkward. I think he's gonna try the gateway now. There it is. So Nexus first, Zerg style all the way, but as a Protoss player, a bit out of the ordinary, unorthodox, but okay. And meanwhile, on GoOdy's racks, he's getting the first Reaper out and taking a bunker. So he's gonna have the bunker in range to keep shooting down this Nexus until it's killed. There's no units on Nani's side to defend, so I'm assuming that Naniwa will have to make a decision here and probably cancel that Nexus. There's not much for him to do besides that, I'm assuming, unless he has some plan, some trick up his sleeve. But no, there it is. Cancel the Nexus, probably gonna make this bunker neutralized, and there it is. GoOdy just salvaging the bunker and incoming the first Reaper straight into Naniwa's base with that SCV, pesky annoying SCV, going straight into the main base and establishing a second bunker inside the base, while the Reaper starts poking back and forth, trying to kill as many of those probes as possible, forcing Naniwa to pull so many of the probes that were working on the mineral line, so hitting his income quite a lot. And meanwhile, the probes were able to kill that SCV, but still have this Reaper roaming around, shooting as many units as possible. For now, only 2 kills, but if properly microed, he'll be able to kill a lot. The Zealot is not fast enough, and GoOdy now sending a Marauder and getting the concussive shells ready. So if he finishes the concussive shells, this Marauder will be able to kite Zealots for eternity. So it's time for Naniwa to get some Stalkers out. There it is. GoOdy sending 2 more SCVs. He wants this bunker finished. He wants to keep harassing and putting out a lot of pressure and aggression into Nani's main base. Once again, Nani having to pull a lot of his units out of the main base. Oh, that Marauder is getting surrounded, and this Reaper is almost getting finished. A little bit more and it will be killed. No, survived. And now both units inside the bunker, defending here and starting to blast away at the gateways from Naniwa. And it's just so close. This is not gonna take much longer to start destroying the production facilities from Nani. This is just spelling troubles for Naniwa. I'm not sure what he's expecting out of this game, but I think he's going to be so far behind. Notice that gateway is going to get destroyed, and he's going to be working out of a single gateway for much too long than he wanted and desired. There it is. Nice bunker play here by GoOdy. Good results coming out of there, and now even taking care of the second gateway. This is not good. Some Stalkers coming out, and now apparently Naniwa is preparing himself to start shocking this bunker, electrocuting the units inside. There it is, trying to get a nice surround there. A second Marauder advancing and getting instantly killed. He wasn't able to arrive to reach there. Now SCV is still repairing the bunker, and finally I think that Naniwa will be able to get rid of this bunker and get to stabilize his main base. But he lost so much time here. He's so far behind. Finally killing that Reaper and getting rid of the Marauder. So So nice defense here by Naniwa. At what cost, I'm not sure, because as you can see on the income, 19 against 9 is so far behind. This is going to be so painful now, because basically Naniwa will be dragging on behind GoOdy for such a long time, and I'm not sure if GoOdy is planning on applying more pressure and keep committing himself to pressuring more and more Naniwa. If he doesn't, maybe Naniwa will be able to get a lot of probes out and just macro like a beast, but for now, I mean, he's working out of a single gateway with Cybernetics Core. While on GoOdy's base, we already have racks. There's a second racks getting built here. There's as well the factory getting some Hellions out, and now attaching the starport to the tech lab. So I'm assuming we're gonna have more harassing coming from GoOdy, probably some Banshee play, and GoOdy is just being tremendous on this matchup here, on this fight in Shakura's Plateau, being very exquisite on his decisions. Very well timed aggression there, awesome options that he took, and obviously benefiting from the fact that Naniwa decided to go Nexus first as well. Obviously that helped, but GoOdy is there to make the proper decisions and take advantage of his opponent's flaws. Lifting the racks, as you can see, leaving the tech lab there, and now gonna probably head straight into his base. There it is, already the landing spot to make a wall off. Still working out of a single base, but doing just fine, no problem whatsoever. While we see a first Hellion advancing towards his opponent's base, now hanging here on the Zalnaga watchtower, maybe to keep an eye on what's going on, what's happening, if any unit passes here from Naniwa. I don't think that Naniwa is committed whatsoever to any kind of aggression for now. He just wants to actually get a proper base. As you can see, he went from the Warp Gate, Cybernetics Core, into now a Robo. So maybe on Observer out to take a look at what GoOdy is doing, while GoOdy is preparing himself to start harassing even more Naniwa. We're gonna have the first Banshee incoming. Timed attack there with the cloaking field almost getting finished, and this Zealot was just used to take a peek at what's going on outside his base. There's no pressure here whatsoever. GoOdy just pulled back. Naniwa is just a bit fearful because, I mean, after what he passed, what he went through on the early stages of the game, I guess he's just expecting for more aggression incoming from GoOdy's side, and well, I guess he's going to be right. The Banshee is almost here. Here he comes, advancing towards the base, main base from GoOdy, starting to shoot down some of those probes on the mineral field, racking up some kills and damaging even further the economy from GoOdy. GoOdy forced, sorry, from Naniwa. Naniwa being forced to pull out his probes out of the mineral line, income getting pretty much shot, and look at this, it's still 31 against 19, so it's such a big difference. This is gonna hurt Naniwa so much on the long run. I mean, we can already witness that by the amount of production that GoOdy is putting up here. Preparing a second starport, whoa, and even, oh, surprise, surprise, a fusion core. Are we gonna have some battle cruisers out? As you guys know, now on patch 1.3, battle cruisers are quite effective. I mean, they're not the best ever, but they're actually a pretty useful tool for the late game for Terran player, and I'm assuming that GoOdy is gonna go for some battle cruisers. He's even getting a second starport now and an engineering bay to prepare some upgrades, so impressive moves here. Also a command center getting ready to establish the second base from GoOdy, while we have the Banshees going, flying back and forth, 2 Banshees, and this observer is gonna finally arrive on GoOdy's base and take a look at what is GoOdy doing. I think it's gonna be much too late. As you can see, he's just advancing here, gonna take a look at everything, but I mean, there's already missile turrets getting established. He's gonna be detected and blasted away. Meanwhile, GoOdy apparently advancing with his units once more into Naniwa's side, getting the Hellion on the Natural Expo, while Naniwa tries to establish his Nexus a second time on this game. And meanwhile, he has the Banshees just stabilized here. There's one Banshee there. Where's the second one? There's the second one. And inside Naniwa's base, he doesn't have much of a production facility. I think he's just trying to take the risk of grabbing that expo as fast as possible so he can get a better income. He's getting really low compared with GoOdy, as you guys can see. Also still falling back on the harvester count, but struggling, just fighting to get more probes out while getting some defenses, hoping that GoOdy doesn't keep insisting on harassing him and putting aggression on him, because what he intends essentially is getting those those two bases running and then starting to profit from the income and start balancing this game. But for that, I think he's just trusting too much the fact that GoOdy likes long macro games and might allow him to start raising his level, start raising his production, and maybe GoOdy is not up for it, because as you guys seen, he's already getting a lot of battle cruisers ready. Let's take a look here. As you can see, let's take a look, take a peek. What else is building? There's a battle cruiser there, there's already another one out. Meanwhile, we have another Banshee trying to harass here on the south side of the main base, west side of the Natural Expo. Instantly out, only one kill. This one didn't profited much. This one actually has 8, so pretty good there. And apparently GoOdy is preparing himself for a massive assault because he has his battle cruisers somewhere. I'm just trying to look for them and probably just missing the obvious. Where are those battle cruisers? There's one here. Okay, he still only has one. Let's take a look at the units for now. Yeah, only one battle cruiser. Army-wise, 84 against 59. A big gap there. Only signs that GoOdy, that harass that he did on the early stages of the game, paid off so well. And Naniwa is still falling back and suffering from the consequences of his decisions on the early game. Pulling back with his Banshees, getting ready for a massive, I would say, a massive wing of battle cruisers. It's going to be a big fleet, and I don't think that Naniwa will have what it takes to handle this amount of pressure. I mean, GoOdy is already entering his late game technology, and Naniwa is still struggling to get some Colossi out, as you can see in the extended thermal lens. Also GoOdy getting his third base very far up north, probably try to put out some units out here through this corridor straight into his opponent's base, I would say, going through the rocks. Not sure if that's his option or not. Making that many battle cruisers, I mean, he can just fly over and crush everything. Let's take a look at the income once more. Yeah, GoOdy is still going. Now Naniwa actually has a decent amount of production now and a nice mineral income, but still falling back on the harvester count, and we're gonna have the Banshee advancing once more, the one with 8 kills, while the battle cruisers keep massing up here on the back of GoOdy's base. So this is gonna spell a lot of trouble for Naniwa. I can only imagine with all of those battle cruisers just facing the forces from Naniwa, or even entering the bases, there won't be much defending it. Once again, the Banshee racking up more kills, 11 kills for this Banshee. This one just paid for itself clearly. And meanwhile, we're gonna have this Hellion trying to finish off the probe that was hanging there on the Zalnaga watchtower, taking map control out of Naniwa's hands and advancing at the same time with this Banshee that still only has 1 kill straight to his opponent's Natural Expo. Will he be trying to poke at some more of those units? I'm assuming that, yeah. Naniwa getting some upgrades now, as you can see, thermal lance, also the weapons and the armor, while on GoOdy's side, I think you're gonna have a massive fleet of battle cruisers. 4 there, 2 more getting ready, and also he's getting another command center established there, so he's gonna keep picking up and grabbing as much of that map as possible and just get himself ready to crush Naniwa. For now, let's take a look. 127 against 92 here on the army count, as you guys can see. GoOdy just leading the charge, is far away from now. Naniwa actually was able to get his second base, the Natural Expo, established. This obviously will help him reinforce his army, but I think it's just way too late. Let's wait and see. Obviously, I'm not the one playing, and we might have a trick up Naniwa's sleeve, you'll never know. For now, they're just preparing to advance. Once again, this Banshee gonna try to fly up here on the north side and harass as much as possible here on Naniwa's main base. Naniwa was forced to place a photon cannon there to try to take some benefits, some defense. Every time he gets harassed on that corner, at least he's gonna be able to blast away at his opponent's Banshee. There it is, with the photon cannon still waiting. So I don't think this is gonna pay off much longer, but still this Banshee with 11 kills did more than well, and can just get retired or wait for the battle cruisers to advance and then come once again to apply more and more pressure. For now, Naniwa getting more builds here on a second robotics facility, so preparing himself to a lot of robo play there, I'm assuming. Colossi and Immortals probably, advancing towards his opponent's base, destroying one of the Banshees, while the second Banshee once again advances here and racks up even more kills. Look at this, 13, 14 kills, impressive moves here by this Banshee, trying to micro back and forth towards the defenses from Naniwa. And meanwhile, inside GoOdy's base, Oh my god, what is this? Whoa, 7 battle cruisers. I'm not sure exactly what he's waiting for, but I guess he's waiting for something. He's getting upgrades, getting more starports to pump out even more battle cruisers, even more air units, and once again GoOdy going for a very solid mech and airplay on this situation. Naniwa advancing towards this base that GoOdy was trying to establish, forcing GoOdy to lift back once more, but incoming the battle cruisers. Do they have already? Yes, they have the Yamato cannon. This is gonna spell trouble, I'm assuming. Incoming all the battle cruisers advancing towards the units from Naniwa, and basically I don't think what Naniwa can do for now is just retreating, making sure he's gonna be able at least to try to put up a defense on his bases, try to hopefully have some photon cannons there maybe to help, or even be able to warp in units as fast as possible. I'm gonna get some full screen action here for you guys to enjoy. Oh yeah, lots of Yamato cannons going on those units from Naniwa. There's not much of his forces left. Army, as you can see, 166 against 114. Incoming more Yamato cannon, just blasting away everything that moves on Naniwa's bases. And this force is just completely unstoppable. This is clearly a Death Star of battle cruisers. Can I call it that? It's a bit awkward, I would say. Incoming battle cruisers just advancing towards those Colossi, now leaving them at peace and wanting to just finish off the natural export from Naniwa. He knows that from this moment on there won't be much left for Naniwa to do besides just moving back, GG out of this matchup, and we'll hope that on the third match we'll be able to back it up. Meanwhile, he's just pulling all his forces, trying to reinforce as much as possible. The battle cruisers are just finishing up everything that moves on the natural expo from Naniwa, and there's no more forces here from GoOdy. It's basically battle cruisers all the way, with Naniwa trying to pull back and killed off that pesky Banshee that was on the back of his base, on the north side of his main base for so long, with the battle cruisers just advancing here. Incoming Yamato, boom, massive damage there, and forcing Naniwa to GG out of the match. Brutal here by GoOdy, just tremendous play, impressive, and he just crushed his opponent completely. With that decision from Naniwa going for that really fast Nexus on the early stages of the game, he basically signed his death sentence, I guess. GoOdy was working out of 4 bases now, as you can see. He landed this one after he pulled the battle cruisers out of his base. Everything working fine. On the economy, as you can see, there's a tremendous difference, the tremendous gap, and well, GoOdy just crushed on this game. Pretty impressive to see all of those battle cruisers being used on the late game, something that I wasn't used to, but hey, now they're fast enough to pursue enemy units, and those Yamato cannons just do so much damage. Game done. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let's go for game 3 because the series is tied now 1-1.